Welcome back to Sam Can Cook. Today we are cooking a stir fry with shredded pork and bean curd, also known as香干肉丝in Mandarin. This is a well-balanced dish with vegetables and meat and bean curd, and I would not mind eating this every day. The ingredients are as follows. We have yellow chives, green onion, bell peppers, garlic, ginger, pork shoulder, bean curd or bean cake, soybean cake, teaspoon of sugar, 1.5 teaspoons of cornstarch, canola oil, a tablespoon of light soy sauce, a tablespoon of dark soy sauce, a tablespoon of oyster sauce, a teaspoon of sesame oil, some white pepper, and a cap full of cooking wine. And so these are the ingredients that we need. So you can see an overview of the sauces, the seasoning, the vegetables, and the meat, and the bean curd. And now we'll begin cutting the ingredients, and after that we'll begin to stir fry. We'll begin by mincing the garlic and ginger into small bits. Next, we'll cut the bell peppers into thin slices. Now this could be up to you. Some people, I think they like bigger chunks, which is also okay, but I prefer thin slices. Next, we'll cut the green onions into pieces. I like to cut them about 2 inches. Same with the yellow chives. Next, I like to mince up a little bit of the yellow chives and put it in with the garlic and the ginger. Now I like to cut the bean curd or the bean cake, the soybean cake, into thin slices. I like to cut it as thin as possible so that the sauce later on can coat more surface area of the bean curd, so when you eat the dish it's more flavorful. Alright, next I like to cut the pork shoulder against the grain, and I like to cut it as thin as possible. Some people like to cut their pork slices thicker. That's also good, but I wouldn't cut it too thick. So, it's pretty much up to you. Just remember to cook the pork all the way through so that it's not raw, because raw pork is not good for you. Don't eat raw pork. Right, now we have everything all cut up, ready to cook. We have the green onions, the minced garlic and ginger. We have the pork shoulder, the chives, onion, the bean curd, and the bell peppers. Now these two thicker pieces of the green onion I like to stir fry in the beginning, because it's not as easy to overcook, and the taste of the green onions could be released in the beginning. Now we will boil the bean curd or the soybean cake in water for about a minute. What this does is that it keeps the bean curd moist, and when you're stir frying it, it doesn't break as easily. Okay, now as the bean curd is cooking, we can start heating the wok. We'll check to see if it's warm. Needs a little bit of time. And as soon as the wok heats up, we can add the oil, the canola oil. First we'll add the minced ginger, garlic, yellow chives, and the thick, the base of the green onion. We'll kind of cook that first and saute it. Next we'll add the pork shoulder, and we'll cook it to about maybe about 80% before we add the next ingredient, which is going to be the bean curd. So we'll get a ladle that could strain and add the bean curd. Make sure the water is strained out of the bean curd before you add it into the wok. So you can see the bean curd is moist, and the reason why we cook it again in hot water is so that the bean curd the hot water stiffens up the bean curd, and it makes it less easy to break when you're stir frying. And now we'll add the bell peppers. Next we'll turn down the heat. And now let's add the yellow chives and the green onion. Now we'll add the tablespoon of oyster sauce, tablespoon of dark soy sauce, tablespoon of light soy sauce, a capful of cooking wine, some white pepper, a teaspoon of sugar. After adding all the ingredients, we'll turn back up the heat and stir fry. And we'll keep stirring and stirring until all the ingredients are incorporated. Lastly, we want to make a thickening agent with 1.5 teaspoons of cornstarch and water. And we'll mix it up into a kind of like a slurry, and then introduce it into the wok to thicken up the sauce. We'll spread out the liquid cornstarch, and we'll give it a few stirs until it's well incorporated and until you see that the sauce has thickened. Now to top it off, we'll add 1 teaspoon of sesame oil and incorporate that into the sauce. Next, we can turn off the fire and get ready to plate. And here we have it. Stir-fried shredded pork with bean curd. One of my favorite Chinese dishes. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to Sam Can Cook. Thanks everyone.